Coach, before we talk a little bit about the upcoming tournament, give me an idea. Are you guys maybe as close to being tournament ready as possible?
This weekend we had county tourney, and I think it showed we had a few things to work on before we get to the tournament next week. So we got to take on Hagerstown for the first time this weekend, and played Northeastern, both of which are in our sectional. We had a little struggle here and there, so we got a couple things to work on, but overall I think we're ready. We've got a good lineup, we've got a good system going. We just got to iron out a few things and then we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I saw some of the numbers and you're very competitive. I mean, you're right there, aren't you?
Yeah, it was just we hung in there for so long with Hagerstown, and then we just kind of die off and then hang in there and die off. So it's just one of those things where we just need to capitalize a little bit more on some of the things that we are good at and clean up a couple other things.
Right, well, we'll try to be a little more specific if you wouldn't mind, because tournament time is a different animal and you can't afford to make many mistakes. What are those things you really got to clean up right now?
For us, mostly serve receive, picking up the serves. For some reason, we've been very good at it all season, but for some reason in the last couple games we've struggled a little bit. So it'll just be a matter of, I think, getting back in a groove and practicing that a little bit more and just cleaning it up. Nothing major.
Yeah, what do you say to a team about tournament play for those that haven't been involved in it? Because, again, the intensity picks up. The level of mistakes that you can make goes down. I mean, you really got to play better volleyball. What do you tell them?
Luckily, all my girls but two were on the team last year for varsity level, and those two dressed some on varsity. So they've all got experience from last year of playing in the sectional and then kind of understanding, what it's like. So they're very motivated on their own of, we want to win this, we want to do our best. So I think it's just going to come down to making sure that we limit the mistakes and capitalize where we can.
I got to ask you, the sectional is loaded. I mean, with you guys in there and Winchester in there, and you think about Northeastern in there, and then, of course, you got Hagerstown in there. Does it make it any easier playing those teams, knowing them as well as you do, or is it something that you got to think, well, I tell you what, it's almost like playing another Wayne County tournament?
Yeah, I mean, the girls all know each other pretty well. Some of them play club together and they grew up around each other, so they kind of have an idea of what each other is capable of. So they're like, oh, she serves deep, or she does this, or, so they kind of know what to expect. But when it comes to the sectional, it's just kind of like, some of the things you got to be ready for anything. Even though you might know their tendencies, they know that you know their tendencies, so they might be working on other things, and so you just got to be ready for anything.
Is there a level of I guess I should say of the competitiveness goes up a little bit because they know each other so well?
Oh yeah, definitely. One of the teams, when we play Lincoln, that one's always, because they're so close and the girls all know each other really well, that one's always one of the ones where the competitiveness just goes through the roof because they just love to play against each other. And it's good spirited too, so that's always nice. But yeah, Hagerstown's always one of the other ones too. We want to hang in there with them. They're obviously a very, very tough, very strong team, and we got to work on a few things, but we're ready to take another stab at it Thursday.
Well, I'll tell you what, and you do. I mean, but before we get to Thursday, you still get Lincoln first and then Hagerstown again. Talk about Lincoln, because they're, again, very good.
Yeah, we played them earlier on this season, and they kind of had a couple girls out, and then it was their first game with everybody back when we played them. So we know that they're going to be better this time around. We got to watch them play on Saturday, so we're ready. We're fired up, ready to take them on tomorrow. Last year we lost to them in regular season in 5 sets at home, so we're ready for a little bit of redemption from last year.
Hagerstown, one loss. Is there a mental thing there with them? I mean, does your team believe you can beat them because they are so good and they have such a great record?
Yeah, that always is a struggle because they look at a team and it's like, oh, well, they have only lost one game, but these girls, they want to win, and that's what I keep telling them. You've got to believe you can win. It's you can't go in thinking, oh well, they're good, they're better than us, because anything can happen in this sport. If you watch volleyball long enough, you know that all kinds of crazy things happen all the time, and teams win that shouldn't. And we're a good team too, and I think sometimes some of my girls, a lot of them are juniors, and they're just kind of starting to pick up on, okay, we can do this. We are able to beat teams like this. So I think we're ready.
Yeah, I got to ask you one last thing. That is, do you use now these final 2 matches? You said you have some things to work on. I know you want to win, but what's more important, getting the win or making sure that you're solidifying some of the things that you've got to be better at for next week?
Definitely solidifying the things that we're going to have to be better for next week. Obviously, we want to win too in the process, but yeah, that's definitely going to be more important in trying to make sure that we're ready for the sectional next week, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to determine if we can keep on going or not. So we haven't won a sectional title in a very long time at the school, so we really would like to have one.